Harry goes on a mission for Dumbledore in The Half-Blood Prince, and in a way becomes this investigator, this detective, and he does it in a quite, he takes on quite a manipulative strategy. He learns to work one of his teachers, Professor Slughorn, and it's a kind of new departure. In fact, it's a real departure for Harry as a character. You see him kind of working out how he needs to get what he wants from people, and using things to achieve that. Like, there's a scene in the film where he, talks about his mother and father dying at the hands of Voldemort, and he uses that in a very strategic way to get what he wants from Slughorn. So it's a very interesting kind of maturing of the character, which Dan, as he's getting older, is very, very keen to explore. I've worked with Jim Broadbent before. We did a film several years ago called The Young Visitors together, and it was a delightful experience. And when I first read the book and then the script, even though Jim isn't physically as Joe describes Slughorn, he knows that character inside out, and I knew his capacity for both comedy and for pathos would absolutely bring so much to the table for Slughorn. And it's a delight, and he comes up with such witty, interesting, odd, crazy things, Jim, sometimes. The Half-Blood Prince refers to a book which comes into Harry's possession, and the book is the property of the Half-Blood Prince. And whoever the Half-Blood Prince was obviously very, very capable at kind of taking the conventional academic text of how to make certain potions. And what he would do is he would scribble things, invert the actual recipes for things, and he would make them significantly better. So whoever the Half-Blood Prince was, he was very smart and a very original thinker, but also quite a dark thinker. He came up with things which lead Harry into some very sort of dodgy, dark territory. So there's a certain enigma about who the Half-Blood Prince is, which we resolve by the end of the movie. Dumbledore takes Harry to meet Tom Riddle, and Harry gets his first sight of this tiny boy with this terrible power, able to move objects, make animals do things that they don't want to do. He can even hurt people with his thoughts. And it's a really kind of chilling introduction to the young Voldemort, and it kind of allows Harry to kind of just reaffirm why it's important that he gets this memory from Slughorn. Malfoy's a great character, because for a number of films, a number of books, he was like the bully who was all mouth and no trousers. He was always talking big, but basically he was, a bit of an idiot, frankly. And suddenly this young man has been given this mission by the Dark Lord. It's a terrible mission. It's a mission of murder. And what that does to a young man's mind, one can't even begin to imagine, because he's not a particularly courageous young man, but he wants to be a star. He wants people to recognize him. He wants to be able to be the one who pulled off this incredible thing the Dark Lord has asked him to do.